rolling. We are rolling. So here we go. I am Delta Tango Mike, and this is another Thriving Artist Art Life short. Oof. It is October 22nd, and I'm coming off a career, um, personal goals, career goals, art life high. For the last 3 days, I've been involved in Adobe Max, and let me tell you, it feels good to see it finally completed. It feels good to see how well received my work has been, and it feels good that all the time that I have invested the last few years in understanding video, understanding presentation, getting better at sharing my story and talking about my art, artist statement, all those things kind of finally, seeing them in one place and working together is amazing. Oh my God. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. Right now, what I would like to talk to you about is the year 2020. For many of us, there's been a lot of um, issues, problems, things not working out as an artist, as a creative, as people, as normal human beings going through life, and there's been a big struggle with the way society, the government, a whole ton of things. Right? You add them all up, and it's not the ideal way in which we wanted to experience the year 2020. I know that in my experience, my wife and I we had plans for this year. We had plans for 2019. At the end of 2018, we set out some goals for 2019, and those goals got wiped off as soon as my mother got sick, and I spent the year 2019 handling my mother's business, right? And so 2020 was like, okay, well, this is a reset time. Let's go ahead and figure out what we're going to do, what we want out of 2020. And then here comes January, February 2020, and it's like I'm smacked in the mouth and like, what do you think you're doing? So we've all experienced one way or another the effects of how the year 2020, year 2020 has affected us. So with that in mind, I want to tell you, I want to talk about, I want to bring up one main thing that I want you to take away out of this year and out of right now. Take a moment right now. I want to tell you to make the year 2020 count. That's it. We have 2 months left in this year 2020. No matter how this year turned out for you personally, professionally, career wise, financially, educationally, and all the other aspects of a human life. No matter what you went through, and how it turned out, there is something to be said for the fact that we have a week or two left in the month of October. We have the month of November and the month of December to make 2020 the year 2020 stand for something. That's it. I've been working very hard for years for my art career to get to a place where I feel that my art matters. Where I want to been working very hard for my art career to get to a point where I feel like my voice matters, my point of view matters, my culture matters. A whole lot of things that I feel are important and who I am and my identity and my position. All those things I've been working hard on for a long time. It's been very tough to get there. It's been very tough when you have to deal with issues outside of your control, things that you have no hand in deciding how things are going to work out. So I know what all of us are going through. I don't know your specific problem. I don't know your specific issue. I don't know it, and I maybe never face one like yours. But we've all suffered through many different defeats, um, failures, hiccups, stumbles, all of those things. Somehow, some way, choosing to have our career is not is is a decision that we all make at one time or another. but the path itself is not an easy road. Is There's nothing easy when it comes to being an artist, when it comes to being a creative, when it comes to sh- uh, sharing with the world that gift that you think you're born with. It's not easy. So I'm not speaking. I'm speaking from a position of where I am with you. I am you. You are me. Growing up and later on realizing that I have a talent. There, the one part that motivated me and inspired me to get here to a point where I'm a working artist is realizing that there are artists in this world who get paid for what they do. That was the breakthrough in my brain and my mind and my spirit and my soul that said, you know what? If those artists can do it, so can I. And that's the whole point on all this Thriving Artists Our Life Shorts. Is that my experience and the experience of other artists that I've come across and the stories that I tell help shape that message that you too can also do it and get it done. And that's the task and that's the message that I have for you today. October 22nd of the year 2020 is that make the year 2020 count. Make 2020 the year you start that podcast. Make 2020 the year that you start that YouTube series. Make the year 2020 that you start that comic book. Make the year 2020 that you start that video game. Make the year 2020 that you start that blog. Make the year 2020 that you start that live streaming. Make the year 2020 that you start that singing career. Make the year 2020 that you start sketching. Make the year 2020 that you start that novel. Make the year 2020 that you start that magazine. Make the year 2020 that you start that learning and then you start that collaboration and you start that creative path that you wanted to start all along. There's never going to be a perfect time. There's never going to be an alignment of the stars when it shines on you and it says, Dan, go for it. This is your time. You have a gap of a window of time where nothing's going to go wrong. It doesn't work that way. We have to take that first step. And that's all I'm asking you is take that first step so that in the future, okay, so that in 2021, so that in 2022, 2023, whatever, any year outside of 2020, in the future, you can look back and say, yeah, 2020 is the year where I started my podcast. Yes, I remember 2020. That's when I was at Adobe Max presenting Illustrator on iPad. And it put me on a whole different sphere of influence. And it put me on the path of the success that I always wanted. Yes, I remember 2020. The world was on fire, but that's when I started my YouTube series. That's when I took on this project that I wanted to do my whole life. That is what I'm here to share with you today. We have 2 months left in the year 2020. The time is now. Right now. This space. Start where you are and do what you can with what you have right now. We do not accept the starving artist mindset. This is DTM, and in 2020 is your chance to start now. Start now, hashtag start now 2020, hashtag thriving artist. That's all I have. See you around the internets. I am Delta Tango Mike. Find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Check out the rest of the Thriving Artist Art Life series on YouTube. Art is King. Find us on Instagram and Twitter, artisking_ATL, plus a lot of digital drawing and vector illustration at Vector Maestros. Talk to y'all later. That's all I got to say. Start now.